Hello, everybody. I decided to start recording my story of how I've been living with a brain tumor for, I would say, nearly 7 years, if not a little bit over. It was only diagnosed like 3 years ago, 2022, middle of 2022. And now we are in June 2025, so that marks just over 2.5 years of me not being able to work and being in and out of hospital, and now a little bit more stable, in fact maybe a lot more stable, but still unable to work because of the impact that it's had on my life and the different symptoms that I present with. So anyway, I'm sitting in a dark room with a fire, so I'm warm, it's winter, but yeah, I find my eyes are very, very sensitive to light, and so I do have to isolate myself from the rest of my household and just give my eyes a break and come sit in the dark. And I wear hats inside the house and everywhere I go, and glasses, rose-colored glasses, and I'm not wearing them now because I'm just trying to rest my eyes. But yeah, so I'm thinking that someone might benefit from seeing this, because I have been struggling on this journey for the past 3 years on my own, and I never sought a community. So I wear glasses in and out of the house, indoors, outdoors, whether it's sunny or not. Yeah, and they're primarily for blocking out light and really helping me filter light to a manner that is acceptable to my eyes and what my eyes can stomach, you know. But recently, in fact, exactly a week ago, I went onto YouTube and I Googled, well, not Googled, I searched brain tumors, and I was hoping I was gonna find doctors and people talking about it, and because all this time I'm trying to find, when does this thing come to an end? How does it all come to an end? And instead, what I picked up was a lot of videos of people just recording their journey and talking about it, and that helped me a lot. I think when you talk to doctors, it's different because you're a patient. When you talk to people who don't have your experience or understand your condition, it's different because you're the odd one out. But when you talk to people who understand or listen to people who are going through what you are going through, then you really start to appreciate that you are not crazy after all, you know. So yeah, my brain tumor is on, in fact, sorry, take that back, not my brain tumor. The brain tumor is on the pituitary gland, and biology 101, someone thought the pituitary gland was in the stomach somewhere. No, it's not. It's between your optic nerves and your sinuses, all that, somewhere there at the base of your brain. But what I would recall about the brain, the pituitary gland from high school biology, was that it's essentially the master gland that controls your endocrine system, your hormonal function, your sexuality, your reproductive system, your metabolic system, linked with your thyroid and everything. So it essentially controls a lot of systems in your body. and they found a tumor that was less than a centimeter, so it's called a microadenoma. When it's larger than a centimeter, it's a macroadenoma. And I've been put on treatment since then, oral treatment, a tablet called Dostinex that I have to take once a week. And it's very, it's got a lot of side effects. It's very effective. It's trusted, but it's also, you have a price to pay for being on that, you know. Luckily, it's a benign tumor, and I'm very grateful for that, because it's a world of a difference between a malignant tumor and a benign tumor. To give you an example, a cousin of mine, Nkuli, was diagnosed with 2 brain tumors that were malignant in July of 2022. I was diagnosed in 2022 in May, and we buried her October 2022 after she turned 42. So hardly 5 months from the time when she was diagnosed to the time that we lost her, albeit she had previous cancer, and I don't know, maybe it all adds up. But yeah, that is the difference, you know, between a malignant tumor and a benign tumor. So I'm very, very grateful. So it's a bit late in the evening. I know this is not the most energetic side of me. Yeah, so it's evening, it's nighttime actually. I've had a day where I've run some errands. Today I went to do groceries. That's what I went and did today. And yeah, and I think sitting in front of the fire and the amount of light I've consumed, my eyes have consumed for today, is like enough. So this is not the most energetic video, even though it's the first one. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm gonna try do a follow-up when I'm good and well, because I do want to share with you that it's not a death sentence. I do want to share with you how far I have come. I do want to share with you the progress that I've made, and I want to show you that you can live with a brain tumor and still really get as much out of life as you can. And I think in perspective, right? Sure. I'm feeling busy because my eyes are really have had enough light. So yeah, and I get tired. But here's what I want to say. You can do this. You're gonna have a full life. You're gonna have a good life. You just need to listen to your body. And I'm going to unpack everything I've had to go through. I'm going to unpack how I was diagnosed. I'm going to unpack how I got diagnosed only 3 years ago, and yet I've been living with this thing for at least 7 years. I'm going to unpack my experiences in private sector hospital and doctors there, my experience in public sector hospital, doctors there, and the system, and the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to unpack the many appointments I've had to go through, and I'll also take you through, you know, those are still ongoing. I went to see a dietitian and an endocrinologist just last week Friday, had a lot of bloods done. I went to Joburg Gen Hospital last week Wednesday. I spent the whole day to the lupus clinic. I'll unpack that. And I am awaiting some blood results from the tests I took on Friday, so they had to poke me this side and tell me after the needle had gone in that they couldn't find blood, then poke me this side. So I'll tell you all about the number of times I've had to be poked and prodded, and the injections I've had to endure, the surgical procedures I've had to endure. Just to give you an idea, I've had 5 surgical procedures on 3 of my limbs in the last 3 years. So anyway, I'm good. I'm grateful. I hope when I share this journey, you will see a part of yourself in me, and you will get to appreciate that one can live. And I think the living part is so important and a very big aspect of why I decided to start the recording, because literally only last week on the 20th of June, it dawned on me that, Nkuli, you are living with this thing. Because all the time before then, I thought there was gonna be a line when this thing comes to an end. And when that line comes and I jump and cross over that line, then I can start living again and going back to normal and engaging with people and getting back to the socials and. But actually, that line it's not here. So what do I do in the meantime? I need to live in the meantime and remember I can still engage with people while I'm living with it. So good news though, my medication has been reduced. So I'm really, really grateful, and I look forward to sharing with you and telling you how it's all been going and how it's going. I'll take you with me as I go along, but more importantly, where it all began.